guys. Sorry about that time change. When I went to change it, it must have changed the hour. I was only doing it by 15 minutes, so I hope everybody got that notice that was going on now. Hi, y'all. Sit back, relax, cup of tea, cup of coffee, glass of wine, wherever you are. This is going to be ring dinger. I think it's going to be quite awesome live today. You know, they're all awesome lives, but this one is Dylan Rounds plus Benny. Plus Benny. Hi, you guys. Yep. Allegedly, they found his remains. Now, those who remember, Dylan Rounds is one of my Summer Moon Wells sacrifices. Summer Moon Wells victims. Summer Moon Wells got gone, get gone kids, teenagers. Dylan Rounds is in that category for me. Now, I'm just going to review Dylan Rounds. This is for Dylan to bring him justice by telling his story. His story you're going to see is not going to be told because they're not going to talk about it. They're not going to talk about it. They never do. And maybe one day they will. Hi, guys. But to this point, they're not. So what we do here at WCIA Network is try to bring the children justice by tapping into their stories. That's what I do. I tap into them. I try the best of my ability to give you images that represent what I hear, see, and the images that come to me through spirit. And I could only do what I do through the spirit of the children, and I have to trust that. I don't know if it's true or false. I have no freaking idea. Until someone comes forth, I could just tell you from what I believe to be true, right? Everything I do and say here does fall under Section 107 of the Copyright Act 1976, and it's for educational and entertainment purposes. Today I'm going to educate and entertain. And again, every channel has a philosophy. Every channel has an opinion. This is only one channel with one opinion and one philosophy. If it upsets you, or you get angry, or it pushes buttons, just change the channel. Because there's many channels that you're going to find have many other opinions. Mine's based on sacrifice. Mine's based on stories that are not being told. Right? So, welcome on in, friends and friends. Muffin Top, my amazing mod, welcome on in. Yes, yes. I'm like, oh shit, 4:45. I did that wrong, but hi Boston, hi Mary. So when you guys, hi, I'm Bernice, Michelle, Rebecca, Marie, yes, Rumpel. When you come in, welcome in, you guys. I love when you're all here. Thumbs up on your way in and subscribe. If you're new here and you like what you hear and you enjoy, please subscribe. Getting alerted is huge. It's a big deal because I change my times according to when I'm kind of ready to go on, right? Sometimes I just take it off completely. If I'm completely exhausted, I change it for the next day. But I'm filled with energy right now, and I am here to tell you Dylan Round's story. Dylan Rounds was brought to us 2022, right? And Dylan showed me amazing images that backed up what I believe to be true, is that these sacrifices are for the good of the earth, according to these people. Resoiling, replanting, seeding, water, animals. It's all for the resurrection, and they're sacrificing these people, and they haven't been signed up for it. They didn't say, oh, here's my sacrifice. Sacrifice me. They go through horrific events prior to them being unalived. They keep them alive through most of it. And Dylan Rounds is one of those stories that came right around the time Summer Moon. And I saw him as a summer moon. I did plenty of videos on him in the past. And those videos do show that, to me, he was sacrificed for the land, and that he was placed somewhere within the earth. Almost like the Lori Vallow. And I had a feeling that something was going to pop up after the eclipse, which it did. And Dylan Rounds has been, to me, part of the star tunnels. And those star tunnels, I thought, played a part. And I do believe to this day now that they are finding him right after the eclipse, that Dylan somehow touched upon those sun tunnels. Dylan, in the beginning, gave us many clues. Dylan's hand gestures were one of them back in 2022 when I pulled up his information quickly. Today's video, today's information I'm going to show you has slight changes to them. Now, that's his hand. Now, one of the things to remember, and that I'm here to teach you, is that you got to grab the very, very first person, first YouTube creator that gets the story out, tape it, keep it, analyze it, put it to the side, because that information is the original. It's the first. It's the first one to put the information out. And from there, different versions you'll see are created. It's very important to grab the first. Now, it's not about the creator. This isn't about a DutyRon or that other guy. It's not about them. It's about showing you guys how the information changes. The photos change from the beginning, back in 2022, it all changes. It's not the same. So they'll show an image back in 2022, let's say, here, let me get you an example. Get you an example. Oh, God, I just remembered this. Back in here, I have all these are very funny. Very funny because no one said, they're like, oh, she's making shit up. So back in 2022, let's say there's a picture like, let me grab one. Come on. Dylan. Okay. I'd say there's a picture like this. This photo you'll see again, let's say they show this video, which they'll never, ever, ever show again. These were like main photos from videos. These are gone. Like, you will never see this stuff again. And if they put it out there, it's not going to be placed the same way. You're not going to see it the same way. You're not going to see images the same. They don't present themselves the same. Here's the truck. This is stuff I'm going to be going over back in 2022. What's on this truck? What's on this truck is the same thing that I spiritually see underneath this truck. As soon as I saw this photo from this video, I was like, wow, I have to immediately cover this story. Because I see that this little piece, these little pieces, are part of the sacrifice. This is what they do something with this on the farms, in the hay, in the grass, all for the resurrection. All for the resurrection. And I'm going to show you how all of that is here. I'm going to show you how the elements are here. And they've been here before. They've been here before. Right in that area of the car. Right there, you guys. Nothing has changed. Nothing is different. It's just always been there. Let me flip it and show you how this photo carries the same elements as I show you in the deepfake under the fake cars. Let me grab the bottom of this. Where'd I put it? Wow, this presentation is going to be, it's so good. Wait, let me just cut this piece out for you. It's in yesterday's. I tried as fast as I could to put this together. It's not easy. Oh, come on, give me the truck. Sorry, guys. It was one of the first pictures that I placed out here, obviously. It's very interesting. So I learned about grabbing information from the beginning, from beginning creators through Summer Moon Wells. Because the Summer Moon Wells case, the people who put the information out first for the Summer Moon Wells gave me the best information to her story. So I'm like, oh, I'm going to grab it because whatever I'm receiving here is going to match up pretty nicely to this, to 2 years later, the information from the same creators. So if you go back to the beginning of Dylan Rounds, you're going to see that it's the same creators that gave you the beginning, these beginning elements. Let me go back here. Shoot, where is it? It has to be in my presentation. Oh, here it is. Okay, got it. Let me crop it. So all of my elements that I talk about, not all, but most of the elements that I talk about, come from the fake car, and they come from beneath the car. They come from situations that are attached to these cars, right? Look at the bottom here. That's the same information as if you flip over the fake cars. It's beneath, it's in here. Whatever they're doing with these bodies, I don't like how this one looks. It's really dark. Whatever they're doing to the bodies and with the bodies, they feed to the soil, to the ground. They feed to the farmers, the seeds. They feed it back. This one's, I'll show it to you also in the actual video. But this one's a smaller one, so they all look different depending on the frame. This one, you see more of what's on the top. I see sacrifice. I can't help but say that that's what I see. And that's what's here. So I grabbed it. I grabbed it from the creators that first brought the story out today and yesterday. And wait, and I'm going to go through all of that because it's going to blow your minds. It's going to blow you away. Before I do that, I want to show you a few pages again on Benny Keys and John Wayne Gacy. John Wayne Gacy's photo like this, is over a farm. We have a photo like this for the Watts kids. I don't know any of the bodies that were found in a farm, but this really, really got me. Anything in this video of John Wayne Gacy's really gets me. There's a lot of familiar information and images in his videos that to me completely resemble this. The farming. The big tires. The hay. The corn, the grass, the leaves. The pain, the horrific pain. Horrific. This is Benny Keys. Benny Keys, I don't know who you are, where you are, or how many different people you represent. But what I can say is you are going through a major freaking shift. You either one of you have been sacrificed that you know of a sacrifice that has taken place to create this energy that I feel. As a clairvoyant and as a whatever you want to call me, I feel it. I wish I didn't. I wish I didn't. But I do. And I'm going to show you guys a few pages that show that some major sacrifice was done in the name of Benny. And I feel there's been a major sacrifice. I just don't see how else to say it. But I want you people that are doing this to hear me when I say this. I'm not judging anybody. I'm here because these spirits do cross over. And there are stories behind these faces, behind these hidden elements in your hair, on your neck, behind the smile. And as I keep showing this information, it's a teaching experience. People are going to stop and notice. And that's what I'm here to do, is to give justice to the children by sharing their stories and showing these elements that they know about. And here. These are elements of sacrifices. And this Benny is showing this same sacrifice here. Actually, as I'm showing in Dylan Rounds. Wow. Isn't that interesting? I was going to take Benny out and do it as a separate thing. But this is how it works here. Like, I'm saying that what we're looking at is exactly what I'm showing you in Dylan Rounds. Didn't know that that was going to happen. Wow. Let me grab one of Dylan's photos. You guys, it's... Wow. So, I see Dylan Rounds here. Huh. Holy shit. Unbelievable. So, let me grab one of these of Dylan. I'm saying it's Dylan. Now, nothing's been proven. I don't know who this guy is, but this is what Dylan looked like. This. These are sacrifices. And Benny's sacrifice here is showing to me the same thing as we're looking at as in Dylan Rounds. Didn't know that before. Didn't recognize that before, you guys, until now. And that is how spirit works. And when I put presentations together, I don't necessarily know why I'm putting these photos together, but in this very moment, I'm telling you that this here in Dylan Round's video is this. Let me crop it so I could fit it. Dylan, Benny's video. What you see here are both sacrifices. I am pretty impressed. So thank you to my spirits. This is this. And the hay in which you see under Benny's is actually what happens to Dylan. It turns into rubble, like rubbish, just like that. And that's what they wind up putting in the water, bringing on home. Wow. Look at Dylan. Hey, I'm calling it Dylan. Because this video, and let me explain something. Different creators show it differently. What I'm trying to teach you is it's very important to get it from the very first day it comes out and rip that shit apart. Rip it apart. Because the information that lies beneath, you are going to not believe what I have here. You're not. Because what this child or Dylan or whoever this is laying on is not a swing. What I'm telling you is this is part of the tractor. That is part of the tractor. I've always said that tractor. Look back 2 years ago, you guys, of my videos under Dylan. That's not a swing. And neither is that. Whoever this man is here, with whoever that man is, isn't the Benny that we know. The tattoos have darkened, they're different. The hairs, everything is different, but my elements that I say get placed within these trees are here. They're in the trees. They've been placed in the trees. Look. These are the elements in the trees. The R, the R, the R on that L. On that L, because it's really what that is a element that looks that way, but they make it look that way because there's a corner. But these are elements that are clearly the same elements I keep showing and repeating, and they keep showing themselves. So Benny here is really, really showing something, and this isn't the Benny we know. The information on him is not his. The tattoos are not his tattoos. Wow. I didn't know. I didn't realize that I was showing basically same information as Dylan. These are the trucks. I said that this section, there's sections that they use these trucks to replenish the grass, to replenish the earth. And these are sections that I pull out, and I always have, same as the cars. They're parts, but they're placed within the grass. And this stuff is like hay. Yeah, an R. There's definitely, see, that's an R. And there's constantly this stuff. The man that he is with is well aware of this sacrifice. He has the elements to his lips. Now, what he has to his lips is the same kind of a chain I have shown before. Here, where's a better picture of his lips? Oh, I'm going to skip up to 15. Wait, let me skip this one. Here. What he is kissing right here on his lips is that chain with the hearts and the little critters. This here that he has on his lip, every element on that hanging thing that he has on his lip has been on the victims that I have shown you every time. So whatever's going on here This here, these, like I said, these tires, all of this goes together, goes together, goes together. It stays together from the cars to the trucks and those tires, whatever they do to create this to get over to these farms is what they need to do. But it's being done. It shows it. And Benny Keys is really showing it. We don't know who Benny is, but this person is part of what's going on here. And I feel very, very strong about the fact that there's a particular Benny that is gone, and there is a new kind of a personality in charge, and that Dylan Rounds has shown up at the perfect time. You're not going to get his story, but this is his story. This is his story. This. This is the story, you guys. It's very heartbreaking to me. And whenever you see someone show a new pair of shoes, it's a new sacrifice. It's the shoes, especially those Nike shoes. Nike shoes. New Balance, when someone showed New Balance, he was like, why did they send me New Balance? Whenever you want to look further into a photo and you say, oh, I think I see something, it's the smallest little, thank you for those thumbs up, you guys, and those ones. Remember to always go into the smaller frame, because the smaller frame is what gets stuck in the middle of the big frames, right? So Benny is showing our little element here, but you need to go into the smaller frame. There's your smiley face with the boxes. It's in his hand. That changed a lot. That really changed a lot. So here, you've seen this is a mask. That mask. And it's also, it looks like a shovel, but I see a mask is involved. So someone else may say it's something else, but I see this as a mask. This is attached to the human. It's a way of, this is attached to the human. And this is a horrific, horrific sacrifice. Horrific sacrifice. When I look at these photos, I see the same thing as I have seen in the fake cars, in all the tires, and the fixing that goes on in Don Wells' property. When I say that, and if the law enforcement listen, they're probably like, who the hell cares? Like, who gives a shit about the tires? Well, let me tell you something. You gotta look, you gotta slash those tires open, and you gotta look to see what has been shifted in the mechanics of these pieces. Look inside. Look at the rims. Look at notice it. Notice the mechanics around the property. Don't just go walk by a tractor. Investigate the tractor. Look under the tractor. Look for DNA on the tractor. Look under the tractor. Look under the ground. Look in the ground. Look at the seeds. Pay attention. Pay attention to the details of wherever you're going to look for a missing child. When someone like Don and Candace say, oh, that's just junk. We have so much junk, and they're just like whatever with it. Go pull that shit apart. You go look in the junk, because every time I review and look at things that review and tell about these children, the same elements are involved. They set up the same theatrical event. And they just did it again with Dylan Rounds. They did it in the beginning of his story, and now they're showing the same photos because they hold the truth beneath the truth. No one's speaking about it, but they're kind of trying to show it, but they're not. But they're not. It's our job to look there. It's our job to look there. These are sacrifices. That is an ear. This is against a tree. It's within the tree. This is a sacrifice being shown. And this isn't the Benny we know. The tattoos aren't the same, you guys. They're not the same. But they're telling us it's Benny. Like Benny is not showing up as the same person. But what you're looking at is what's beneath the deep fake. Beneath the deep fake. That is not a figment of your imagination. Whoever this man is, beneath the top layer is a sacrifice. And they're filming it, and they're placing it on, see his tattoos? Not the same. Sacrifice. For the good of the land. That's what I get. And pay attention. You see what I mean to pay attention to? Look for those little white ropey things. That is within that rusty old tire rim. It's a rusty old tire rim. They're placing these things within these old trucks. And maybe they're putting those old trucks next to, I don't know, next to the piece of property that they want to have fed this shit. Maybe they're hiding it within the trucks. And these trucks are placed by properties that they want to feed human remains. It's very possible, because you see these old trucks everywhere, and they just sit there. And guess what? They grow these fine old bright green plants all around them. And in these videos, they're consistently showing the bright green plants planted around these old freaking trucks. You know how on the Wells property they kept moving all the trucks? There's a reason. That they don't do anything. They don't just walk around and move trucks. What's under the truck is key. Is key. You see it. I see it. I see the signs that say, I'm a sacrifice. We're hiding this stuff because we don't want to talk about it, because it's not legal. But they find a way to rationalize what they're doing. And this is exactly, by the way, this has to be exactly what Dylan Rounds went through. Because from me doing this for now 3 years, I went to put this together. Like I didn't know it. I put it together. Put it together, not even thinking. And I just put it together because I had Benny first. And then I'm like, oh, I have to add Dylan Rounds because this Dylan thing is a sacrifice. And this could be Dylan. That he went through the same thing. There's a lot of information here. Like, a lot. This has everything to do with those trees and whatever is stuck in that tree. Is that a V? This here is cut into the tree. These are cut into the tree. These are those things. I just showed that. Look at the smiley face above it. That is what Molly shows. These are these. Those are these. That gets cut into the tree. See the smiley face? You know how Molly showed this and I said this is some sort of a little teeny mechanism? I feel like this is all the same. Like, these are all the same little things. That, this, and this. That is cut into the tree. See? This is a sacrifice. And it's very deep. Very deep. Like I feel it. Like, let me grab this. Let me show you. Very spiritual part of the process. And I would have to believe that this is what Dylan Rounds went through, obviously, as much as Summer Moon Wells. See, that's where his hand is. And that is very symbolic. That's the triangle thing. And that's what I showed you before. It's a triangle. It's very symbolic. Benny Keys, I don't know if you'll ever speak or say anything again. I don't know where or what you're going to ever do again, but your information has been a gift of information. You're constantly giving information to me. But again, I feel a sense of sadness surrounding Benny. I usually have that silly, giddy feeling. Those who know me and that have been here before, when I'm talking about him and on his channel, right? But not anymore. It's gone. It's totally gone. They have new channels that are trying to take the place of certain YouTube creators. They have new ones that are trying to be super, super powerful and popular. Because they didn't get the spotlight with Summer Moon Wells, but they're pushing it for Sebastian. They're like pushing, they're using Sebastian. And a lot of other creators are stepping down. Take a very close look at what you see here in his head. We see this kind of information within children's photos. I've shown you, I'm like, this is showing you this is symbolically showing you a sacrifice. And this kind of information that's placed within the hair is very common. It's this way. Or I could turn it the way that it's being shown. This way. But they are using Benny. They're using Benny to show these little freaking embryo things and to show victim's information. Very different from what we're used to. Very different. His hair, his neck, his hands, what is it? The part in his hair. Let me open it up. This here, everything that is placed within his head is an element. See, there's the A. These are elements. Placed ever so carefully. See? This is the victim face down in the bucket, in the swing. Here's a smiley face. It begins to show itself. So what I just showed you on the back of his head, this thing, let me match it up, let me turn it. This, what's in his head, matches, let me grab it and make it bigger, what's coming out of his head. So this stuff is showing the story of a sacrifice. So this is a victim that we're talking about, right? Let me change the coloring. It's like I tell stories over the photos. Here it is. I just contrasted a little. Here. That's what's right there. And these are the same stories. They're just different sections of their phases. See, that's right there. But it's always a head on a platter and they're in a basket. That's what that is. And it continues. See? Look at his hair. Those are the pieces that are beneath his head. Shh, shh. So these shh, shh. These are just different photos. And they shift. And Benny has a different story to tell than we're usually used to hearing. He's showing parts of the victim as well as parts of the victimizer who's victimizing. Because most of these elements here are both on the victim and within the person that is in charge. So what's showing up on his chest is validating that someone here holds a lot of strength and a lot of control. And that's what shows up over to the right side. And that's on his chest. Let me brighten it up now that I've shown. A lot of times I like to show it that way, and then I like to change the color afterwards. So let's do that. Bring down the saturation. Okay. So this is an element, a symbol I've shown. And that's what's on his chest. Right? The other side is showing a lot of symbolism. Let me turn this around and see if that helps. I always try to make out the letters, but for the law enforcement, if you see this, you could make out the letters back here. And obviously, these are not his tattoos. They just aren't. See, look at the arms. Look at the images. And the tire with that bloody thing in front of it with the V tells me to make sure that the law enforcement, if they care to bust this open, they need to look at these pieces. Yeah, it looked like a branding because it was burnt. Look here, see this piece? It's like bloody. There's a lot of stuff like this on the Wells property. A tremendous amount. You know, just this is what I see. I see this as a vehicle to plantation. I just do. I do. I have always, since Appalachian Fairground. Thank you guys for those kind words. Since Appalachian Fairground, I've been showing this. My very, very first one, let's see, was from Appalachian Fairground. And it was, let's see. Oh my God, I hate when I say when to look for something. No, that's not the fairground. I'm not going to look for it. My Appalachian Fairground has this stuff. That's all. That's what I could tell you. I'll have to use it. The vehicle, correct. The trucks, the tractors that sit there. Shows it all over the Wells story. It just does. This is a victim. And this is where he's at. This is being filmed over by in Dallas. I put this in there because I showed a picture of it in the beginning. And I put this stuff in there for mainly law enforcement. You could look that up. These are the bennies that I know. And I'm showing this. I sent this all in. I had great conversation with law enforcement in different areas. They're very generous and very open, more open-minded than they were a couple years ago. It's a big difference. But when I show you Benny's photos, what lies beneath it are different faces, and I think that's important to show these different faces because some of them are going to match. I love this one. Someone sent me this one. And they sent it because they wanted me to see what he's laying on, the background and what's behind his head. And I'm like, what are you talking about? But it's the white stuff. I've never seen this photo anywhere. Someone sent it to me. But they sent it to me on purpose. See the white stuff? Around him? I don't know where this came from, but this person really wanted me to have this. These are photos of Benny. They're really quite interesting. If you look what's beneath the video and beneath the photos, your eyes are going to bring you to the elements and to information that is part of a sacrifice. Especially the one to the right. Brighten this up. This here are pieces of trophies. Now, these are pieces of trophies. Shouldn't be in here. It's like sometimes it doesn't matter how you say, oh, it's layered, but it's layered with all the same pieces and all the same information each time. Yeah, Kohlberger shows up a lot. I see Kohlberger's face within these faces. I don't know if I showed this to you. I may have already showed this to you, but I kept it in here to show you before I go back over to Dylan. I really want to re-emphasize the importance of these entrances and these holes in the ground. These are bits of information that someone is filming, you see, like someone's filming these. So just by me saying this is like a location, someone's filming it and someone's putting it underneath the information. Like this here is critical information. Like, I wouldn't be going down in a place like this, but, you know, they're looking different places. This is critical information that I went over. That the children know what this is. They go down, under, into it. They get passed along. Like a freaking treasure hunt that they go on for these kids, right? This information that I show here pulls into the Dylan rounds, 110% into the Dylan rounds, because the bits of information that I have on Dylan here, and that I have this woman here that is showing information, what Benny Keys was just holding, actually, I have in my presentation. This chick that just talked about Dylan, I'm like, you've got to be joking. Like, nobody sees this? Wait, I made this brighter. There is no difference between what she is showing here and what I just showed you Benny was showing. So when I say, let me get Benny's, when I say, I don't care if it's layered. Every time it's layered and they show something like this, I call it elements and they're the same. This is exactly what I'm talking about. This woman is showing the same thing as Benny's showing. It's the same element. They're both with the V's and the things between their hands. These are the same. Don't you think this would be looked into? I would. Because the little bits that she's holding in her hands is information that I'm showing as part of the elements. Ryan Finding Truth shows the same information. So when this stuff is placed in the earth, what they're doing with Dylan rounds is no different than what I've been talking about as far as these triangles and the points and placement in the earth that follows a particular set of rules. And it was put in place many, many moons ago. I do believe that they're following something that has to do with the sun and the earth and the stars. And that's why I'm like, the total eclipse is to me like a perfect time to do something. To do placement of spiritual something like, I showed you this the other day, like this. These are symbols. They're speaking their own language, but the more I expose it, the more I talk about it, and the more I show this, signals, possessions, branches, the more people are going to recognize when they see it. So next time they see something like this inside a gone little adorable child like this, they're going to be like, I know what that is. And it's going to get you thinking. You're going to know, you're going to recognize these symbols, because these are symbols that are inside each and every case that I show you. Those symbols are no different than what I'm showing you here on what they're putting the victim on. That's the swing. The A, like these are all symbols. That's a swing. This is just like the swing that I've been showing you. This is the swing. That is a swing. These are victims. I'm going to hold on to that bed. Benny keys. Always has different tattoos. The different faces of Benny have helped me understand how important it is to not give a shit about the person. Basically. Because they change. So don't get sucked into looking at the faces as much as you should be looking at the elements. Aaron Carter's elements more than basically recognizing Molly Golightly, I see in there. The faces and the names are important to put out there for the investigators to recognize that there's a little baby's child hand here and that these are different faces, but it's not up to us to figure that out. We're here to tell the story for the children and what they see to be true. And they're really trying to bust this open by showing what's underneath the deep fake. Their story is what's more important. Because all of these faces are not possible to have on one neck. But yet, all of these faces show up. These are all Bennies. Each and every one of them. So I just don't know why. You wonder why. Dolly Vision. I have information that has been sent to me, and I'm going to give this channel the benefit of the doubt that it's not true. But you're the next station that is really giving me the information. I really, really hope it's not true, because then you will be probably sued. For fraud. But the information is pretty strong from a pretty strong person you know. And I'm going to try my hardest not to pay attention to it. But when it hits me psychically, I get scared for you. I don't get anything but afraid and scared for your subscribers that believe in you and love you and like your channel. I'm sad for them if this is to be true. I'm sad for all those thousands of subscribers that are subscribing to you under a false assumption if this comes out. And that will be pathetic and disgusting and sad. And a huge scam, like a scam artist. And I hope I'm in your corner, dude. I am. Because you've way too many subscribers, but shit's going to come down if this is true. It's going to come down. It'll come down fast. It's all allegedly. I'll meet you. We're going to both be at that conference, and I'll make sure to meet you. I'm actually looking forward to looking at you in your eyes because I'm really good at what I do. So that will be kind of fun. Maybe we should go live and do it. We should do it live, actually. It'd be kind of fun. You could be on your channel. I could be on mine. But that's what I have to say about that. Because you sort of remind me of this. The different Benny faces. But I have spent zero time on it. But this can't possibly be. So to the law enforcement, yeah, he has an extra finger, Michelle. Yeah. That's what I was showing. He has an extra finger in his hand. That's why this person sent it to me. Sent it to me so I see that the hand is all fucked up. She sent me a bunch of shit. And it's all like this. And it's not covered up. It's right there. So this can't be all Benny. So like to the law enforcement, this can't be all one face. Dolly has the same shit going on in his car back in the beginning as Benny Keys did. And somebody wants me to spiritually investigate it. They want me, they're pushing me. They're pushing me to, and they'd actually pay me. They'll pay me a lot of money to do it. But I'm going to sit on it and possibly wait to see him. And maybe wait to see him. Yeah. Correct. They're fake faces. But this person's willing to pay me a lot of money. And you can't trust other people too. You have to figure out why they want you to, right? Benny's. Dylan Rounds. Now I see why this is being put together. Dylan Rounds videos. I'm going to show you just the ones that just came out. Have different truth information than we've ever seen before. But when I go back to my videos to see who gave me information in the beginning, it was the same creator. Let me open this up. Let me show you. So those who followed me before with Dylan Rounds, oh, I have a, interesting. I have in 2022, I have a whole file on DutyRon also. So let me just give a little color. These are photos that I kept from Dylan Rounds. And the reason I kept them is because of that. I'm like, these have, I know that these are going to be important. I know the rake's going to be important. I felt as if everything in here was talking to me, especially the tire. Now that I see that and I go backwards to what I just showed you guys, two years ago, I was talking about the same elements as this. This has all of its pieces, where obviously this doesn't. But this was, I don't know, kept it. And I also talked about how I believe they use this, again, to feed the earth. And this is what they do to the bodies. And this is, I'm sticking to the same story. But the photos they're showing now are a little different, but they're telling me the same story as they did in the beginning. I saw this right here. To what they did to him. All of this. I saw that. I saw that Dylan was used for the purpose of his farming, and that something went really wrong. And I saw this as his death. As his death. Who had to ask a question? Good question. Michelle. I thought Dylan was set up allegedly. Is Dylan's mom involved? I think so, but that's just allegedly, right? I think Dylan fucked with the wrong people. I think something went wrong. One of the reporters that I follow said it right. Said that he was just too young. He didn't know how to deal with life. He didn't know how to deal with shit. I don't think he really recognized how to deal with these people. And shit went down, and I do think his mother knew. See, that's a horse head I see. But these are V's. And this is serious shit. Like, serious shit went down. And it went down on this property. Went down on this property, you guys. So Dylan, the way he found himself and what they found, I don't think they just found him. I think they just found his remains. But the story is this story. This is the story. What you see here on the tractor. It's not the first time I'm showing you John Deere tractor. I'm not the first time I'm showing you this name either. It seems to keep coming up. The brand even just keeps coming up. But that's him. Look in his mouth. So and they said that, you know, when they found him, that he had his boots on. All of a sudden, they're showing the wrong boots. His boots that his mom said were his boots that he wore every day. These boots. Those were the boots. Okay? All of a sudden in the news, they're showing like Timberland boots. I'm like, no, that's not what his mom said. They're not Timberland boots. They're his boots that he wore every day. So, let me show you. There was these pictures. Let me grab one. From the drones that went overhead. And that is the same company, actually, that I have this presentation. Most of this presentation is from him. And the drone photos actually came from him. Oh, look, and Benny's also. Oh, I didn't know this. So before I continue, so this is the presentation I'm showing you today. This is a Dylan presentation that I put together 2022. It shows his boots here, right? And what I was showing you here is how the legs, that boot cannot be attached to that body, because the way that boot is someone superimposed it, because they can't be sitting that way if his body's facing the other way. So people are fucking with the videos starting here. You see how his legs are against a maroon box? And so I gathered this information in 2022 on Dylan. I was very focused in on the tractor, big time. I said the tractor had all of the elements that show, like here on the keychain. So the tractor has always been, look at this is from 2022, has always been a constant connection in my third eye. I always have seen Dylan in here. And this is an important piece as I go forward. This is what I've always seen. I've seen these things being placed into the earth. Like these are pieces of human pieces. So this is what Dylan's video looked like in the presentation 2 years ago. Two years ago, I showed this. Now, this here in the middle, I showed when they first went to go look for Dylan with that drone, and that's one of the company, that's one of the creators that my video comes from today. I can't remember his name, but I have him tagged. The video is from him of that piece of, I call it a piece of remains. And that kind of a piece of remains was the same that was on Denton Farm to the left. To the middle and to the right, this is Dylan Rounds' property, right? But in the beginning, I grabbed this images because it was the same company or the same YouTube creator that put out this information. And this is the Utah construction company doesn't exist there. I called. They don't exist there. There's no such company. I called and I asked. There is no such company. And this was 2 years ago, so I was like, These are the drone people. And the lady that I have in this presentation that DutyRon is interviewing is the drone coordinator. It's the drone coordinator. And they all work with this dude on the other channel, whatever, I'll show you. But there's a little, they're all working together, and I see this as a system. And I saw this 2 years ago, right? His fingers, the back of his head, and then there was Benny. Now you have to look at this. Now that I'm showing you this information, Benny showed this on his phone, talking about Dylan. I kept it. I kept this. Look at what he's showing. He's showing someone in a cage. Now, 2 years ago, maybe no one saw what they're going to see today. But what you're looking at here, to me, would be Dylan Rounds. Because when I look at these photos that I'm about to show you through this presentation, it's very important to notice all of the shadows, because a lot of the answers lie within the shadow. I'm always like within the shadows. This is a cage. This victim is in a cage. Okay? And Benny shows this cage 2 years ago. 2 years ago. There's the cage. It's within the videos that have the answers. The cage in which he is showing here is what they're showing today. You have your V on the person, so there's the person. To the left with the V, and here's Dylan with the V on his neck. You see, everything comes full circle if, in fact, your elements stay consistent. Mine stay consistent. So when he shows this piece, and let me show you something. Ooh, I know what I noticed. This is the same person's face that's in Summer's in the car. Ooh, you guys are going to see this. I showed one with Summer in the car. And see that little head over it? So this here is our victim. Benny talked about this 2 years ago. See that little guy on the top? That's what's on the top of Summer Moon Wells' car ride. That little head. I'm 100% positive. So why couldn't that be Dylan? Guess got to turn it this way. Watch. This guy has the V on his neck. He has the elements on him. It's right in front of us. The elements are on him. They're on him. They're on him. This is Benny. Benny Keys. 2 years ago. Showed this information, and his tattoos are always different. So it's important to really look and pay attention and trust yourself when you see this information. Like, this is crazy information, but the face in the middle, that green face, it's the same face I keep showing you guys with that smile. It's like fucking Benny's smile. These are the boxes. These are the houses, you guys. Recognize it? Look at the bright thing in the middle with the blue strip on top. Look at the yellow piece on the bottom. That yellow piece that looks like an E or an F is the same thing that shows up in the videos. The one on the top with the blue strip is the same one that shows up with blue strip. And there's 4 people in this house. These are called houses. They're boxes. They're boxes. They don't change. That's the number 5 box that has never changed. The shape of it, the look of it. And these are photos. This is a game they play. It's a game that's played over and over. See this on the bottom? The strings. The V with the strings. This here. Right here. Right here. This is in his phone. This thing cannot be a phone. This is a game. This he's holding. That cannot be in his phone. But that is like the swing. Imagine that as the swing. And that's the white thing on top. Whatever that white thing is, right? It's a piece of the element. What page is this? What page are we on? Oh, it's the next one. Let me show you. 29. Let me see if I blow it up. Nope, let me take a screenshot. Because I want to show you how this is the same thing that Dylan is on. It's the same. Here. See? These are the elements, guys. That's the white. Let me bring this up. That's the white piece of equipment. Brightening this up. Right? This will be better. This is the white piece of equipment. And that's the V. Those are the strings. Right? Dylan has those same strings in this video. Sometimes you see them and sometimes you don't. Let me show you one. The strings. Because he's swinging, remember? He's like swinging on this thing. Here you could sort of see it in this one. Okay. Here are the strings. There are the strings. It's more important what's in the shadows, but this is in his phone, and that's... No, it's not. This, and this is under Dylan Round's presentation. So they're showing this information as Dylan Rounds. It's important to recognize every little piece, because these are the pieces that I present back to you guys and I show you. I'm like, this is a sacrifice. Everything about it is a sacrifice. Even that, see, that white piece is important. Here. Here, in Benny's video. See the piece of equipment? That white piece of equipment? Right there on top, like, then there's the V and it's hanging. Let me turn it to the vertical. Not vertical, oh God, horizontal. Okay. This is what they're showing. I'm calling it the game. So this is Benny's. This is what they show in the game. This is the same thing. That is this. That's this. See the head that goes in there? This is the equipment that I showed you in Don's window. This is the machine. This is the machine. And Benny Keys has all of the different versions that I could match up in a millisecond. All the way down the row. All the way down the row. This is the equipment, you guys. This is what happened to Dylan. This is what happened to Summer Moon Wells. This is the story. This is what happened to the Idaho 4. This is what happened to Kylie, to Gabby. That machine is this machine. In today's video on Dylan Rounds, they show this. What the fuck are they showing? Who is that man? This is Dylan Rounds. Wrapped up. But that is somebody else in the equipment. They show it. That person is in this. Is in this. That's not Dylan. I don't know who that is. It's up to authorities to look and say, wow, I see another person. That's not what I do here. I'm here to show it to you. To show you this child. Because everything that you see here, they re-show it in the videos of from today and yesterday, and Dylan Rounds' finding of his parts, but they showed it in a different way. Notice Benny's tattoos. They don't stay the same. That is the equipment. That is a person inside this thing that's in today's video about Dylan. Now, today's video is about Dylan, right? Let me recolor this. This is the equipment. Dylan didn't die alone. It's telling us that right here. He didn't die alone. He didn't die alone. That's this. This is this. So it's really easy once you see through the bullshit. You see beneath the deep fake. It's the same people bringing the same information over and over and over. Look at Benny's to the left. See the 5 between his two hands? Dylan this is him in a hamburger shop, and I don't know why I have this here. I think I was showing reflection. Here I was showing elements. I'm not going to get into that because I have my whole presentation. This is the stuff that needed to be shown. That 2 years ago I pegged this stuff under Dylan. And what you're about to look at truly backs this stuff up. Backs it up. Let me get this photo brighter because this is an important one, page 37. Brighten this up. Okay. Dylan's videos captivate this part of the process. And I do believe that what I'm looking at, and I've always been saying that because I captured this a while back, that this is a very large organization. And what you're looking at are pieces of equipment that symbolically show what happens to these people, right? This piece could be as small as a dot. This piece could be as big as a tree. All I know is these are elements in their capsules. These are like, maybe these are the capsules that they put in the tree. I don't know, but they're capsules that the head is on the top, and this is just what they do. And it's encapsulated. This is encapsulated. Summer Moon Wells. This is right here. This is exactly what John Wayne Gacy had in the corner of the picture I showed the other day. Benny Keys has it. This is how they symbolize it, you guys. That's how they symbolize it. It doesn't matter how crazy it looks. It repeats itself over and over and over and over. Over and over and over. This shows whatever they are doing and displays that this is a sacrifice. And if you can't go back to Benny's old videos because they're not there anymore. He took this shit down. But this was the best information you could possibly save in the beginning. Because as I go through today's presentation, this is important to see. Because it validates that this is the stuff we've been capturing since the beginning. The hand gestures that he makes are just like this girl's hand gestures. You guys, all of these hand gestures match. Let me show you this one. The V. Show you a different one. Let me brighten it up. This girl, who is the coordinator for the drones that they did, search and drone coordinator, her hands are the same. Yeah, I keep everything because I need to, right? Because this needs to be saved. Because in the beginning, you're not going to get these anywhere. This stuff's deleted. This stuff's deleted. So now as you look at Dylan, you have to notice that this here represents his death. Period. What you need to focus in on in these photos here is look at, I'm going to blow it up, look at the shadows. Okay? Watch. Not only obviously does he doesn't look correct, but the shadows really tell the story. The shadows are the elements. And what they do is they match what I just showed you. Here is the story. Here's the story. Just as this is the story. Okay? The story is within the darkness. The story is being told in the shadows of Dylan Rounds. It's in the shadows of these videos. And the creators that have this, if they don't see it in there, that's a problem. Watch my videos, because this is what happened to Dylan. And this is what happened to Dylan. And if anyone wants to get to the truth, this is the stuff you have to recognize. This is the story of Dylan. The pole went through him. The pole there on Dylan went through Dylan. He's not on a particular swing. Dylan was brutalized. The story is right here. There's the devil. He's not alone. He's not alone. There's your F. So your F. This is the story, you guys. And I'm sticking to it. Of all the cases that I cover. The elements have stayed consistent. The story hasn't changed. The creators that hold this information within their videos hasn't changed. This, what you're looking at, is a carbon copy of Benny's information on Dylan 2 years ago. All I did with this picture was turn it the other way. See? See how that fits in there and it all goes together? It's the same. See? These are the same. These are the 5s that fly around. And this is what Dylan went through. And when you really stop the video and look, you're going to see the truth, and you're going to feel the sadness. And what's so sad is that the country is not recognizing that this is happening. By me repeating the elements and showing that the elements repeat in the craziest looking situation, but the elements repeat, that brings justice to the kids, and that's what teaches. It's a teaching moment. Like this here is, to me, nothing different than what they're spreading from on the tractor. When you look at these photos and you really look at them, there are children, there are groups of kids that I see with these symbols and monster faces inside the photos of Dylan Round's video. Look. It's not what's being deep faked. The deep fake is what's being placed upon the top. The heads and stuff like that, and what you see inside the houses is the story. So when you go between the frames, and if you stop, I'm going to show you on a video, if you stop your video and take screenshots of that small little corner, you'll see the truth that lies beneath the deep fake. These are all little snapshots of the corners. They may be fuzzy, but that's not what they're showing in the video. So no matter how you want to slice and dice it, this might as well be Kylie Rodney being pulled on her sled. This might as well be Gabby Petito. This could be Summer Moon Wells. This could be the Idaho 4. Any of them sliding on this sleds. This also is in the corner. Now, this to me shouldn't have been in the video at all. Let me show you. I believe this shows the hole in which Dylan Rounds was kept, because that's the cage, that's what you see swinging on the swing. Like this here is in the corner of that guy's video. And I think that this actually shows the truth of where Dylan was kept. And I see this as being pulled out from under the ground, being pulled out of one of those holes in the ground. So when I talk about they're put into the holes in the ground and they get pulled out, Oh, remember I said I don't know why I kept this stuff in here before? I'm like, I don't know why I kept it here. Well, now I know why. Because I'm using it. I'm about to use it. That's great. So when I say that they're placed in these wells and they go underground, I see this as an in and an out. So I see this as the well. Okay? This is the well. And these things are taken. Yeah, it's right here actually. Oh, now I see it. Look. These are in here and they get taken out. So that makes sense. That makes sense when I see what's on the bottom of the well. Let me turn it the right way. It's in the shadows of this thing. See? This is what they're showing down here, is what I'm showing you. What's in the shadows. See? See all those different stories? That's what's down in the well. Let me crop it. And those L's, these are placed there. These are the L's. These are the corners. These. This. They're the corners. Remember I said they're corners? Like this. See them on the bottom? Just like that. Here, open the door. Go, go, go. Just like that. That's the same thing. So that's right in his video really, really clearly. And they show it on the bottom right-hand side. What page is this? 92, I think. Bottom right-hand side. No, not 92. Oh, 77. Why did I say 92? 77. I like to make them brighter. So here, you see that this is a hole just like that. So what I just showed you is really this. Like that. Let me bring it over again. It's where it comes from. See? This is all the same thing. They're just showing it in the corners. It's underneath the video. We've seen this before, the bag shaped like that. In Summer Moon Wells, the garbage at the lake. Same thing. This is equipment that's inside the equipment. I see, you know, this being used inside the trucks. And this is interesting. I believe this to be Dylan. Don't know who that man is. So this is the girl that was in charge of the drone. And there's quite a lot going on in her video that she shows up with DutyRon. Her photos need to be investigated. I mean, seriously investigated, because I'll show you, I could stop with the video and this pops up too easily. And those aren't her hands. These are someone else's hands. They're not hers. Like, again, just like what JLR does, all these hands pop in. This is what I'm talking about. This is what I'm talking about. Like, this needs to be looked at. This is serious. And I would get a hold of all the creators that I tagged need to be gotten hold of. For whatever reason or whatever. Because the video shows to me Dylan's story. And the people that are in here have elements around them, on their neck, on their shoulders. They're messed up. For all you know, these victims are alive somewhere, and this is the situation that they're in. But we're not going to know that unless there's action taken. And I would start with getting a hold of the YouTube creator. And start with saying, okay, this is Dylan Rounds' case. Go to every one of their videos that covers Dylan Rounds. And there's a pattern. There's a pattern. Now, I don't know why they have this child on top of, this is in his video. I don't get it. This is in there. I don't know if it was a mistake, but this is what it looks like. And this is in there, and this is AI. This is fake and created and placed in there. Okay? Placed in there. I'm going to show you the video. So, this is the truck. Let's look at the truck first. You change the color. Brighten it up. And you guys are going to see the problem that I have with this truck. That this to me shows all of Dylan Rounds' remains. And what they did to it and where it went. This is what it looks like. That's the number 5. Let me point it out. Number 5 box. And then there's the maroon, the green. The maroon, the green, the white 5s here. Gold 5. And this is a cylinder. And this is something. To me, it tells me, and then there's a number 5s on the side. This speaks volumes to me, and it did, like I said, from day number 1. From day number 1 when I looked at Dylan on this thing. And someone screwed with this video big time to show his boots. It's turned around. There's like stuff in here, right? But if you think that we're going to hear that Dylan was used for fertilizer, no, we're not. This is the beginning. I've had this help. This is what this guy showed when he showed the drone. And I emailed him. I'm like, you do know you have a person sticking out of your trunk with the number 5 boxes. Like, I saw that. Obviously didn't get an answer. But that stuck out to me. That whole entire drone situation. And I put it to the side. And all of this is DutyRon from 2022. I put all this to the side because I saw that this is what they did to him. That's all I could see. Psychically, I see this is what they did to him. It's not a fun thing to see, but yeah. All of this was collected in 2022. Didn't see it any differently, you guys. Here is another drone photo. And all of these photos I kept. And they still speak to me. This land, this is Dylan. And when I saw this photo, I saw equipment. He said that was Dylan. Those are not his same boots. And he's a little child. These children and these kids and these stories and these missing kids are being sacrificed for what these people think are for the resurrection. And this is probably where they found him. Right where I said that he would be. Right there in the number 5. This, let me turn it. Here, I said this was from this guy's drone when he went missing. Okay, let me get rid of these. So in this guy's drone, he showed this. And I'm like, that's where they put Dylan. That's it. That's where they put him. And recognize where the road is, right? If you turn it this way, it would be in the bushes. Now, he has this on the drone information. It'd be right there. I think that's where they put him. And that's why they're showing green. There was no green in this area. No green, because nothing's there. But there's green here, because that's where they put him. And they're putting stuff in there to richen the earth, right? And man, I that is something that I really wish. And then this was in the drone, like I showed you before. This, you guys, this is exactly what they're showing us in the video right now. I darkened it a little so you could see it. This here, let me move these. This here would be this here is what I'm showing you. Let me make it bigger. I have two pictures of it. So that is the same thing. Wait, let me crop it. That. These are the same thing. They're showing us the same story. See? That is what was over here by the number 5. And then it changed into here. That's the equipment. And this is all from the drone footage. You've seen this. And it just goes on. And I kept it. I'm like, this is the equipment that is Summer Moon Wells equipment. I got such shit for it. They're like, you don't see anything. I'm like, well, I'm keeping it. Because I see it. I see the white equipment. This is what I've been showing. And this is what's in that guy's drone footage. This stuff. And to me, I'm like, this is Dylan's story. Oh, here's the burger place. This is I kept this because it reminded me of where Bullhorn Betty went. All of these of Dylan. See his fingers? Look at they use this picture. Okay. So here's some pictures that are kind of crazy, especially the one with the little baby thing. That baby thing on there is superimposed in the video. I shouldn't be there. It's showing elements. It's showing the machine. But this thing on top, and he didn't like recognize or say anything about it, which was really odd. But this here, I would think is going to get deleted from the video, because you could see it, that is fake. But that there's the equipment. Watch. That is the equipment. Let me crop it in. So the stuff gets deep faked, right? And things get placed in it. And when I see an element, I could pinpoint it very quickly. Forget the creepy baby thing. This here is the equipment that is most likely what's placed on the trucks. Right here. That's what I just showed you. This. And they're showing it attached to the truck, right? That is something that I've been showing all night. And it seems as if it's that would be this. Be that thing. Wait, let me make it smaller. So that's what he has on the truck that is clearly superimposed. But at the end of the day, somebody's putting it in there, right? That is this. That is this. We've got this shit down, you guys. And that baby is holding it. It's holding like a head on a cylinder. So the baby's holding it. See? So this is a crazy part of the video. This is the truck. I see these photos as truth. Let me bring these closer. 86. I had to bring these closer. They're probably too small for you. Okay. Let's bring this one. So this photo is what they're showing inside this RV. Anything that's white like that reminds me of a victim. Especially if it's on strings. It's like a fenced off gated gate. Like a doghouse. Anything that's white like that, you guys, you have seen that before. You've seen this before. It's a fence, and Dylan's. I keep calling him Dylan, even though they're not going to say that it's Dylan in the picture. Let me show you the shadow part in this picture. Looks like this. See if it's changed. Well, this way, it depends on which way you want to look at it. So if you look at it this way, it will look like he's on a train. Wait. See, like, on a train going this way. This is this is every victim, you guys. Look. Oh, wait a minute. What's beneath the line, the pink line? See the V or L around his neck? See what's down here? It's below the ground. That's like the truth. Like, that would be Dylan. It's on the bottom part. Wait. I had to crop it in. Let me crop it. This is what's on the bottom. I'll have to look at that closer. Okay. So what I want to show you in this one is how these photos show an attachment to, like, it's getting pulled out from under the ground or from the grass. Like, the information that's going on in the grass area is just as important as what's going on looking at the person on, I don't want to call it a swing, but here, this is what's attached. See? Those are coming out of the grass area. Like they're attached. See that bed? It's like made of the mesh and the hearts. Like, no one's questioning, like, what's going on here. I mean, there's going to be no news story about that. About this. I mean, look at this. 88. Let me show you something. So it depends on, again, what frame you stop on. This shows a box. Now, I like when the shots stop like this and they blend together, because to me it shows the deep fake. Yeah, look what's going on under there, the bottom. That's your V. That's your V. And there's a box. Like, this to me is Dylan Brown's. Like, this is where they found him, and this is his sacrifice. Like, I don't see it any other way. I don't. Everything on here and about this shows sacrifice. And that it's in this video. It's in the video. They've captured it beneath the video. This, which would be the same thing that they're filming, doesn't even show anything's there. It shows nothing's there. So that shows it's empty. Look at the square that he has pink over. If you take that pink out, if you were to take that pink out, we would be able to see this picture, because you could clearly see the pink was placed over it. Because look. This section I would like to see with no pink. I would like to see this with no pink on it. See how the bottom here has a little bit of no pink? See that? And those are elements. That's the snake with the number 5 coming out of its mouth right there. These are snake heads. Like, I would love to see what this looks like if there was no pink on it. Right? Huh. Let me see if I could contrast it. Take the color out. This is what it looks like. Wow. These are elements. They're covered under the pink though. I don't know why. So that's a hole in the ground. And what they're showing over in the RV, show you. Let me show you what they're showing here. This is a bloody something in the RV. See how it's in the smallest window in the middle? And the crater looks weird, but we won't talk about that. Right in the middle, to me, is the death. That's the remains. They're showing it. Let me open this up. So this here is a trophy. Now, we have one like that of Summer in the water. She looks like she's wrapped up. It shines over the water. There's the creator. That looks like it's on mud. And the other one that I wanted to get a quick shot of were the white things. These white things are very, very important elements throughout every case, right? I think we've got a clown face here too. Now, see the clown face at the end? I think I have to turn these around here. Yeah. So you've got, it's a raccoon. Oh, when it's turned one way, it's a raccoon. When I turn the other way, it reminds me of a clown. See? Victims. 1, 2, 3, 4. 5 of them. 5 of them. These bags, they did the same thing in Summer Moon Wells' case. And when you look at the black bag in the smaller window, it is shaped. Let me show you. Like it's sticking out of the ground, but this is something that shows up because this bag here is connected to a rope, and that is just unusual, right? Wherever Dylan was found, obviously he's not going to be in one piece. It's been a long time, a year. And I don't believe we're going to know if he was scattered or not scattered. That's not, I can't imagine they're going to talk about it. I see him in this location, like I said before, where the number 5 was, and where the greens, where there were sections of real green grass back then. Crop this. This here to me would be an indicator of saying hi, like, hello, Dylan. Like that's where he went. That's where he went. There's a crossroad. There's like a cross. There's a corner. And that black thing in the right over there represents him. Those always represent. Let me crop it over. That's what they look like. This. You see it usually this way. Whoops, wait, let me flip it. This is how I've shown you this piece here. This way. This is sacrifice. This is a head. This is the same thing as I've shown you before. I think that's what gets placed in the earth. This is just the trophy. And this, to me, best spiritually recognizes Dylan and the other sacrifices that went with him. There's other sacrifices that went with him. And they put him in this situation on purpose. He wasn't just, yeah. And I think the person that took responsibility, you will never hear the real story. There's no way. Something that we won't ever hear, unfortunately. So this photo, there's a lot of information here because this is what they do. This is a cult. This is a group of people that do this. So it's going to look like, oh my gosh, wow, I see this, I see that. You're gonna see a lot of, like what you see in the movies, like crazy, creepy shit. That's the intention, right? That's what they intend it to be. I'm going to grab a little picture from here. Here. Got so big. Wait a minute. What happened to this? Okay, this way. What am I looking at? Oh wow, look at how that's shifting. See that? Isn't that crazy how that just does this? There's like no explanation for it. Now if I darken it, watch this. Ooh, watch this. When you change colors, it changes information, watch. But it shows you stuff that is in the greenery, in the grass. Like these are sacrifices that were placed here is what it is. Look. Here's the grass area when I change the colors. Look. How creepy. I put a little saturation. For all we know, these are different sacrifices that are shown. But they're being represented. You know, you see them. I see them. Do you see them? Very interesting, right? Sounds like someone let my dog outside. Let me show you this. So, in the corner of the video, you see this. There's the box. It's right there. That's a box. That to me is the box. Just like that. And that to me would be what's traveling. That to me is Summer Moonwell's maroon box. And that's what just keeps showing here. I see the box. I call him Dylan that's sitting there. Shifts and changes. I guess this is what's in the pink. It looks like lips. Again, mostly you have to look at the shadow. That's the farm. Let me blow that up, the farm. Where's the normal box? So here, have fun. Text me. Here is the box that's in the barn. I don't know what these faces are. They're all screwed up. But this here looks just like this one. Wait. That I just showed you here. To me, the box in the barn is what is moving. That the barn had the pieces in it. The barn was making the pieces. The pieces were in it. For sure. And here's this baby thing. So, as this baby is in the video, and as the video moves, machinery comes out of this baby's back. Okay, it is, look at this. I have to get it on the video and show you, because machinery, there's the machinery on the bottom, but the back, it's like AI. So obviously it's fake, because that shit changes as it comes out of the baby. Let me show you. Like this one, then the greenery comes, the greenery, like it goes through 10 different locations in a second. Like the machinery comes out of the baby's back. Someone fucked up, right? I mean, this shouldn't be in here. Showing you by the video would probably be best. This is the best one. I think that's Molly. That reminds me, okay, these are his fingers. This dude's fingers. Monsters under your bed. At the end of the video, this is what he shows. And that's the same kind of a finger that I started my other live off with. Don Wells had on his finger. It's the same thing I showed. Looks like a Band-Aid, but it's not. Now, that looks like Molly Golightly holding a bloody thing. Look. This is 2022. Right? That was in the corner of the corner of the corner. Like this was really stuck in the corner. How interesting is that? And to the bottom left is one of the last photos in this dude's video. The information in his videos has to be looked into. Doesn't have to be. I mean, the law enforcement, whatever the hell they want to do, but this is a sacrifice, and these are the boxes, and this is what they do. It goes up in flames, and this is the video. This is the video. And that, the bottom there is, to me, the machine. The fake car, the machine, and he's sitting on the remains. To me, this might as well be that, to me, is the equipment that's stuck on the trucks. Just like that. That's the white thing. That is let me get a good one. I've got so many pages. That's what goes into the ground, basically. That's what goes into the ground. That is the ultimate, and to me, this is the equipment. That's the fake car, and attached to the A-frame. This, to me, is what they do underground with these children. This, to me, is what you would see in the darkness, underground. Now, I don't know if that's where he's sitting, but that's what it looks like to me. That's what it looks like. And I'm sticking to it. I do want to show you, before I end this incredible live, I want to show you a video. Let's see. I want to show you one of these videos. I don't think I want DutyRon's. I think I want this guy's. Let me see how long this one. All right, we'll start with this one. And then I'll just, because I want you guys to just get a feel for, look, what these look like. So you play this, watch the baby. See? See that all of a sudden come out of the head? It's strange. And look at what's around. That's totally 110% placed in there. I mean, See the grass? All of a sudden the grass. I don't know, maybe he put it in there. It'd just be weird. See? Oh, that's strange. All right, so let me go. Here's the swing. I'm trying to find a good spot. The whole thing is good, but there's the finger. Okay, so this is how I do it. So I would stop here, take a screenshot. I'm not going to take a screenshot of the shadow. I'm just going to show you when sometimes you take a screenshot, it's there and it's not there, but what you're looking for are the elements. Like so. That's clearly attached to his face. So this is what I mean about investigating. That's clearly connected to his face and it shouldn't be there. There's like no reason for that. That is an element. That's the L element. You know? So that is super obvious. So when I'm pulling from these guys' videos, it's not difficult to see. Clearly have different shoes on than before. He's got a clown face. He has a clown face. So there's certain things that are not, ooh, psychic sees it. No, these are clear elements. Oh, this one's better video. It's 28 minutes. Okay. Sorry, I have TV on in the background. So there, take a screenshot. Right there, take a screenshot of the body and blow it up and look at the L. And take a screenshot of what's going on in the shadows. In the shadows. Then this is all you do. And then take a screenshot of that. And it looks like there's another person with him. So when, you know, I look for it, believe it or not, they're sticking out of the ground. They're sticking out of the ground. See? Those are elements. Those are elements. Let me brighten it up. This is a sacrifice. And notice what he's laying on. Notice what's on there with him. All of a sudden, it's being pulled. He's in the weeds. That is towards the grass, towards the hay. Like Summer said, she had like little pieces of straw in her mouth and she spits them out, and she's in the leaves. She literally is saying she's in the leaves. It's rolling on the ground. So here you see it hasn't been lifted yet. So all of a sudden what happens is it just appears. And then a body is on it. That thing. That is not a swing, you guys. This is where his sacrifice took place. That's made of wood. That's made of pieces of tree, wood. That's what he's on. So these are the photos I like when they stop in here. The ones that are layered perfectly. Like it stops right on the perfect way that it's layered. This should show us. See? Wow, wow, wow. This is Dylan Rounds. This is Dylan Rounds' video. And this guy, so it's all of their videos that I go over. And it's just because they're the ones, see, are they saying that those were his boots? I don't know, I didn't listen. but those aren't his boots. And these are all these all tell the story. I don't know how the police don't see that. All of these symbols. And then it just continues just throughout. I've got like 5 minutes left. Here. I'm just trying to stop on a certain... See, look at what he's laying on. It makes sense to me. I've seen it. And it's attached into the greenery because it's pulling them. It's pointy, very, very pointy, very pointy. This is all attached. See? It's attached. It's all of that. It's all of this stuff that I call mesh with the hearts. It's all there. It's all on the person. I think it pulls them. I think it pulls them. So it's all about not only the photos, but what's in the shadows. See, in that little teeny picture, there's that bloody thing in the little teeny picture in the middle over 104. So this is perfectly lined up also. Let's see. So this looks like the body is completely attached. See? Look at the head. See how the head is raised? It's a little different than what we see in the beginning, right? And on the bottom, there's your F, your 5, so it's being superimposed here like a cartoon character. That's not the cartoon character. That's a sacrifice. That is a sacrifice. You've got your F, same as Delphi kids. And if you want to see it yourself, just take the screenshot. That's it. It's right there. So there, without the square over, it will probably look clearer. Take your screenshot because I think these are our own newsworthy, our own WCAA newsworthy. So this would be Dylan. Does anyone have an issue with this, Dylan? Anyone? Does anyone think that there's a problem with this Dylan? It came from the video. Think about it. So here it is, and it's right there. That's what's so wonderful about showing it straight from the video. And this should be a problem for people. This should be a problem. Look. I moved it a little bit. That should be a problem, right? Yeah, it's like he's on a track. But the beauty of that, you guys, if you want to find anything good in it, it's right in front of you, and that can make a difference if someone wanted to report it. Because I can't be the only one to keep sending these photos in. It's right there. Ooh. So look at the one in the small photo. I haven't had time to do it like this. I did it really quickly. That's why I was trying to hurry up, and I gave myself 15 more minutes. So this is what the corner one looks like. There's a mask on the face. And he's in more of a box. Two different shoes. Well, that's not a shoe. That's something else connected to his foot. But look at the wire on the bottom. That's a child's foot. See that? Well, that should pique their interest because that's not his leg. It's a whole different foot. It's a little one. It's a little New Balance, probably. The one that Benny just got. Or did he get a Nike? Someone got a Nike and someone got New Balance. But so somewhere in the Deepfake, they cover up another child that's here. The black and white gym shoe. Those are the best photos. That's the sacrifice. So this is where this one comes from, and you guys should check it out. But understand that as the days go on and people repost the videos, you're going to see that there's a shift of truth, because people mess with the layering, and because of that, it shifts and changes the information that's shown. This is one of the reasons I like to get it from the beginning, you know, because whoever shows it first has the best copy. DutyRon had this one, the one with the girl. So I want to show you her movements. Let's see. I'll show you a few good ones. I'm going to try to stop on a good one. Those are great pictures right here. I'll review them different day. Okay. Here, they both have, it's so weird, they both make the same movements throughout the video, as if his hand was touching her. Like, it's like, I was just uncomfortable with it. I just have to say, I just didn't like it. I didn't like what was going on with the hand gestures. It felt, see, like, this whole section here is really strange. And then here goes her. It's so hard to stop on it. Okay, there's one. So her hands and her fingers are really bad in this video. Right. I'm not going to screenshot that, but that shows a fake car. See how hard it is to stop on it? I want to get you guys a good creepy hand look. She's holding up those little critter thing. Oh my God, my hand. See, that's where I got the pictures, were right in here. But it's hard to stop. They keep flying by. I do it on my phone. It's so much easier. Like, take a snapshot of that, the thing that on her neck. Trying. Well, here, I'll step on this one. Didn't see this one before. So, again, when you could get the ones that are between the betweens, and it just takes patience. This one has lettering. So a lot of times what's placed in there is information, right? This would be for Dylan. That would be for Dylan. Because this whole video does that. Gives information. The car. Oh, how I want to give you another picture, but oh, that would have been a good one. Ooh. Okay, I'll show you this. And then I'm calling it quits. Because I'm done. I'm sure they're starving downstairs. Okay. So this here, her fingers are all messed up, right? Here we go. So obviously I still need to grab info on these videos, but throughout the whole thing, this is what it does. And I'm not going to sit here and fiddle with it because I've got to go feed everyone dinner. But yeah, this is a great one to look at and test out what I've taught you. You know, try it. Do what I'm doing and look at the photos. They're amazing. And they tell the story really, really, really well. Dylan Rounds, it looks like, waited a long time for this because it's here. And what's going to be interesting is to see what they tell us. Because this child was sacrificed. Long, long ago. And was fed to the harvest. That is his story, and I'm sticking to it. Well, guys, that was really good. So thank you all. Thank you for having the patience and sitting through this very long, almost 4-hour presentation. But it needed to get out there, and it was an important one because Dylan Rounds, that just happened. Dylan Rounds situation just happened yesterday. And just watch how the YouTuber creators, the other ones, respond, and watch how they don't respond. Watch how they won't put major, huge videos out. They're going to stay focused on Sebastian. This story was as big as Summer Moon Wells. Dylan Rounds, Michael Vaughn, Harmony Montgomery, they're all together. But he never got the coverage that he needed because they kept it really kind of far from the news. So pay attention. All right, you guys, thank you very much for being here. Thank you. I will be on soon again, and hopefully the word will get out and this stuff will spread and justice will keep coming to these children. Thanks, Muffin Top. All right, thank you all. God bless you all, and I'll see you soon. Good night, guys.